The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Can the Jets unlock Justin Fields? And if they're going to do it, a Jets analyst has revealed the three things they got to do in order for that to happen. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Robby Sabo joins us. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, here on a Tuesday, show number 2 on the day. Before we bring on today's guest, a reminder that this show is available in audio form. If you want the Jake Asman Show as a podcast on either Apple or Spotify, just search Jake Asman Show. It comes right up, and you can listen back to anything you might have missed. The live YouTube show in its entirety, posted every day in audio form on either Apple or Spotify. With that said, let's say hello right now to the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com, the co-host of the Underdog podcast with Jets legend Wayne Corbett, Robby Sabo, joins us now on his weekly spot. Hello, Robby. How are you?
Yeah, I see some smack talk going on in the comments. This is a HIPAA violation, if I've ever seen one. I mean, what's going on here?
So, some are speculating that you would be late to your own funeral. And by some, that definitely includes me. Your thoughts?
I ain't gonna die. Come on now. I found the secret to forever. You see the boyish good looks I have at the advanced age with my gray hair. That just let that sink in for a bit and ponder that I found, the secrets to life. We'll say that.
Have you considered a game time manager like Herm Edwards did?
I don't even know what that is.
Guy can help you manage the clock. Make sure you stay on time.
I could use one of those. But yeah, this morning it was one of those, well, for those who don't know, HIPAA violation. I've been sick with a virus from Friday to Sunday. It was rough. Couple that with the Knicks' first 2 losses. And yesterday got back on the horse, stayed up a little too late last night. And then, when you wake up, split second, it's not 8, it's not 7:30. We're encroaching on noon, right away. Yeah, it happens. What are you going to do?
But you know what? You're here.
You live, you learn, you laugh about it. What can you do? If you take yourself too seriously, you'll fucking lose your mind.
We got some stuff to talk about. And then we will, of course, talk about the Knicks who play game 4 tonight.
Yeah, dude.
The Pacers and what feels like still a must win, but we'll get to that coming up. I want to talk about something that was said by Aaron Glenn last week. We had you on the show the day he said it, but we were talking about what occurred actually on the field at OTAs. This was a comment he made about roster construction, saying you can't be afraid of young players. What do you make of that quote? And do you think that is the right approach for the Jets this year and going forward?
I do, especially when you're a new regime. Interestingly, right off the top of the head, and Glenn started this. It's not everyone goes here. I do, but I think it's apropos because Glenn started it talking about Parcells so much during his introductory presser. Parcells was, I don't want to say anti-young, but he was anti-young in terms of establishing his nucleus. At a certain point, he had his guys, he had his veteran guys, and they followed him everywhere, like Game of Thrones. Like he was the leader and they followed him. Didn't matter what town he was king of. And that was certainly with the Jets as well. I think, if Glenn works out, I think he's going to have the same sort of setup. But right now, when you're starting, yeah, man. And I saw something in the JetX Slack. What was it? The Jets are the leading the league right now with the least, with the smallest percentage of returning players, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But someone double check me on that. So I would do the same thing, to be honest. It is absolutely a young man's game. That hasn't changed. And in fact, it's only gotten younger and younger based on how fast it is.
Do you think the philosophy changes at all if they think they're closer to winning? Like, would they add some veterans that they think will pull them over the top, or is this going to be a thing that no matter what the outside expectations are for the team, they're just going to continue to stick with guys who are younger?
No, I think it'll balance itself out, but it hinges on success. I think it hinges on finding that nucleus first. If they struggle this year, I don't expect much change next year. I think it'll hinge on success. And listen, let's not pretend we haven't seen this with the Jets in a long time. We saw it with Douglas when he first came in. He tried to do the same exact thing. Didn't work. And the Rodgers and the veteran-laden guys and going that way only started towards the end of his regime. Let's be honest. So it was the same with Douglas. I think he tried to attack it in the same manner. Just didn't work. And so hopefully for Jets fans, it will work with Glenn. And if it does work and they are adding veteran guys, it means it's working or they're really desperate. One of two things.
Fiore with our first super chat of the day. It's an ASMANIACS super chat. It comes with your membership. You get a free one every month. And Fiore has been a channel member for 5 months. Easy for AG to say this in year one. It's a rebuild. I don't think this is a rebuild. It's not a all in to win the Super Bowl. But a rebuild, to me, would involve a team that would trade away some of their players and get picks because they want to stack the roster in their vision with new guys.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets obviously have tinkered with the roster, but the core of this team, they haven't traded anyone. They didn't trade Quincy. They didn't trade Brees. They didn't trade Quinnen. We're talking about extending Garrett and Sauce, and Jermaine's coming back, and they picked up the option on him. Look, I guess you could say maybe it's semantics, but this doesn't feel like a rebuild. I've been through Jet rebuilds, as has everyone watching this show. This is more of a retool than rebuild. Because if Fields is really good, you're not rebuilding. You're trying to win. If you feel like you have your quarterback who's 26, who you're now going to build around going forward.
It's not. And I wrote an article. I think the stuff you read, you probably don't remember it. But when he first got the job, like the way he was talking, it's not a rebuild. And it goes deeper with the NFL. There really aren't, what is a rebuild? If you want to get philosophical about it.
You tear it down and build it back up.
Yes, but it's not. It can't even mirror that of other sports. Where baseball, you could see a team go truly into the tank and build the farm system. Hockey, similar thing. You don't have 3 different levels: single, double, triple A. You still have the minor leagues. NBA, you got the G League, sure. I like the D League still. I hate the change to the G League, but regardless, it's different in football. It's more so trying to find the nucleus, the core of the roster. And if that means youth, fine. But I can't think fully rebuild in that situation because unlike those other sports too, not unlike, but more so in football, youth wins. So again, just because you're tearing it down and flipping it over with that youth, it can't. Yes, I understand you could call it a rebuild, but it just, my mind never goes there with that actual term.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line.
By the way, the commenters hearing your audio fine, or it's just me to confirm?
I'm not sure what you're hearing, but
it's like echoey. I think it's just my mic or my headset or something.
You need a quick little reset. You sound good to me, and the audience is not writing anything in the chat that it's a problem. So I think we're good.
We're good.
All right.
The volume knob on this what the hell is it called? The audio mixer thing. Come on, radio guy. What is it? What's it called?
Apparently, my audio is low quality. Why didn't anyone say? Yeah, of course it's. Hold on, guys. This is why it's low quality. Why did you guys wait 10 minutes in to tell me this? 1, 2, 3, switch. Sing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now
there we go. What was it? Was it going to your computer instead of your mic?
Yeah, it was picking up my MacBook mic.
Okay, all right. I was going crazy for a second. Oh my god.
Well, I apologize to podcast listeners because it sounded probably weird in your ears with headphones and anyone watching live. Now we should be good. Sorry about that to everyone.
You should have slept till 11 a.m. Come on,
man. No, I had things to do today, man. People to see.
Had to send big fella his
Things
CJ
to
Mosley jersey he won in the daily raffle.
things to see, people to yeah, I get it.
Anyway, apologies for my audio issue. It wasn't you, Robbie. It was actually me. So hopefully we should be ready to roll. I was going to say this, speaking of sending big fella his prizes. Our raffle reminder, Walt Clyde Frazier jersey, giving that away later this week.
Nice.
Joe Namath jersey, giving that away. And, of course, another CJ Mosley jersey. So we got those 3 prizes. Gift the membership to be entered in our raffle, and we will shout you out, and you get all the perks of being a channel member. Plus, it's a great way to support this channel. You know, one of the things I want to get your take on is Garrett Wilson's comments about being a Jet for life. First time he's been that outspoken and assertive and saying he wants to be here. He's doing the right thing, showing up to the voluntary stuff, which, by the way, you see Hassan Reddick no-showed OTAs for the Bucks. That was a story down in Tampa. It colored me shocked that the most selfish player, despite what Jeff Ulbrich said last year, didn't show up to ingratiate himself with his new teammates, but that's besides the point. But as far as Garrett goes, what's your level of confidence that the two sides get a deal done potentially before the season begins?
With who, Reddick?
No, with Garrett Wilson.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Reddick.
interesting. I could see it both ways, where they get a deal done, but also that it's not necessarily lip service, but they're announcing their intentions without fully making it a plus priority, if that makes sense. Because where Glenn's head is right now is certainly not contracts. I can guarantee you that. He is on making this team something in his ilk, in his vision. Muji could handle all that, but at the end of the day, Glenn is the boss. That is the way I see it. I think that's the way most people see it. So when it comes down to that, does he handle it in the dead time? Do they get it done? I think their intentions are legit and true. I don't think it's lip service exactly, but I would stay over 50% that they probably don't get it done by the time the season starts.
Do they get Sauce done by the time the season starts? Do they get either of these done?
I would say no, but listen, I don't know a damn thing. Let me put that out there. I don't know a damn thing. I'm just operating based on what I'm feeling from Glenn. At the very least, I think it's a positive that they're transparent in terms of, laying out their intentions with both of them right now before we even approach camp.
I just get a feeling they're going to get at least one of them done. I think optics wise, it makes sense to get one of them done as well. Glenn might not be thinking about contracts, but I can guarantee you that's where Muji steps in as someone who has to oversee the cap and the long-term future of the roster. That's his job in all this.
I don't disagree. And listen, if they get one done or both, it wouldn't shock me. Not in the least. I think we talked about this before. If I were running the ship, it's not where my priority would be right now, but I totally get it. I totally understand, the positives, the overwhelming positives that come with locking both of them up.
Right message to the fan base that's down on this team for the most part. There's some optimists, but we don't have the usual Jet offseason champion mantra and everyone being excited about the year. It's been a very different tone around the team.
I get it. When looking purely about football on field, trying to turn that ship around, get the program started, I'd prefer not to get the deal done with either of them. But when you're talking about front office, salary cap, all that good stuff, yeah, I get it. I completely get it. So I think those two sides contrast and conflict, and I think they're playing it right by kind of halfwaying it in terms of announcing their intentions, communicating that to the fans, to everybody, and then seeing where it lands up until now, until week one.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're talking with Robby Sabo, co-founder of JetsXFactor.com. We believe Thursday is going to be the day that OTAs are open for the media, but the Jets have yet to send out an official release on that. I don't know if you've heard anything, but as of last night, I heard from someone Thursday is the target date. They don't have anything scheduled today. OTAs, week 2 of them, officially resume tomorrow, and then they will continue for tomorrow and then 2 days after that. So it will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week with the Jets actually on the field, coaches being out there coaching the full team.
Yeah, it's one day this week. I know that for sure. It won't be 2 for the media. It's either going to be Thursday or Friday.
Do you buy this idea that there's a actual battle at center? Because I don't. I'd be shocked if Joe Tippmann's not the center.
I knew this would get out somehow, some way. But it's with Glenn, you expected some changes when covering things. And at rookie minicamp, it wasn't, I didn't see it, so front and center. But at OTAs, I did, where, it smacked the writers in the face like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. And much of it was the same. Don't talk strategy. Don't relay the plays, personnel. But the new thing was they're trying to harness this, and I get it. Don't talk about who's starting. Don't talk about first team, second team personnel like that. And, the Tippmann Myers thing, it was there. So I don't know how it got out. I'm sure I knew it would.
I could tell you how it got out. Zach Rosenblatt, it basically intimated it without saying
it was Rosenblatt?
that they were. I mean, it's not. Rich wrote about it on Sunday in his
You
weekly
knew it
column.
would. Yes. In other words,
John Simpson alluded to it. He alluded to the competition. He said both guys are working like it's context.
You're gonna go around. You're gonna ask the question in the smart way. It's impossible to get around that. I get Glenn trying to lock it down. I would do the same thing. But
do you think it's a legit competition? Because I don't. Look at the contracts. Look at the upside of Tippmann. They're preaching continuity on the offensive line. Tippmann's a perfect zone running scheme center. I understand competition. He's going to say that, but when push comes to shove, there's not a competition with Justin Fields. He was handed the starting job, so I think.
Yep, and
it's not competition on May 27th. I don't buy it.
I've spoken about that, and I mentioned on your show that attitude with Fields, handing him, promising the starting job by signing him, conflicts with Glenn's message of competition. So I get it, but right now, do I think it's going to be a competition, or do I think they view it as a competition right now? Officially, yes, but at the heart of the matter, no. In other words, Glenn is going to pick his spots in terms of which buttons he wants to press. And I think this is an example of trying to push a button on a player. I think that's what this is. We won't know for sure until, we really get into the thick of things. Maybe this week something shows up where it calms down. It was a surprise, certainly, based on Tippmann playing the last 2 years. I wouldn't say he played tremendously well, but he definitely has come along, and he's solid, and there's something there. Very unusual to be that tall as a center. Your pad level, it is extremely tough, especially in the NFL, but he gets it done, and I think because of how tall he is as a center, he needed some extra time to adapt. So I think Glenn's pushing buttons.
Well, I mean, look, you could do competition on May 27th, but when we get to training camp, barring injury, Joe Tippmann's the starting center. He was better than Josh Myers last year. The contract tells me that. I think this is kind of funny that they're singling out Tippmann as the guy that's in the competition. Like, give me a break.
I think how else could you explain it other than pushing buttons? Like, if you're a coach and you're around the offseason training program and the guys and you see what's going on, maybe there was something that piqued his interest and said, hey, maybe I gotta kick this guy in the hamstring a little bit, and maybe that could be it. We'll see.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're talking with Robby Sabo. Now, Robby, your co-founder over at JetX, wrote an interesting story on JetsXFactor.com. Here's the headline. The headline: Jets have 3 easy paths to fix critical offensive issue. It's an entire story, and I'm going to put the link in the chat so people can follow along if they choose. It is a story all about how the Jets essentially need to figure out how to get better in the red zone. And if they don't do that, this offense is going to continue to stink. And we'll go through each of the 3 points of the article that Nania put together here, but just some stats on the Jets' ineptitude in the red zone. The last time the New York Jets finished in the top 16 in red zone offense, Josh McCown was the quarterback. That's 2017. The Jets were the 15th best red zone offense that season. Since then, they have placed no higher than 19th in 7 consecutive seasons. That includes 4 finishes in the bottom 3. Last year, the Jets were 21st in red zone offense. They had a 54.5% touchdown rate. Tanner Engstrand comes over from the Lions. In each of Engstrand's 3 years as the Lions passing game coordinator, the Lions finished top 4 in red zone offense. Over this span, they scored touchdowns on 136 of their 204 red zone trips. That was 66.7%. So Nadia asked the question, can Engstrand carry some of this magic to New York? Let's just start with the red zone in general, Robbie, before we get to Nadia's specific points here. What do you make of just how bad the Jets have been as in offense in the red zone?
First thing that comes to mind is it makes sense because you have to run the ball. And this team could not run the ball. It was disastrous. They had no plan. The old line coach, who I think you're still exchanging Christmas cards with, it didn't know how to put it together. And there was talent up front. Yes, there were a bunch of injuries, but they just couldn't run the ball. And, all the Rodgers stuff, I think that's way overblown. I think they would have been even worse without Rodgers checking at the line of scrimmage. There were some runs that got Brees and other guys free based on checks at the line. So we saw it. They came out in week 1 against San Fran. Were very hard-headed in terms of trying to run the ball. Couldn't do it. Setting up a lot of 3rd and longs. So I think, yes, Engstrand, Hayden, it's going to come down to running the ball. And if they can run the ball, they're going to be much, much better.
The first point that Nadia brings up is something the Jets have to do, is Tanner Engstrand's ability to draw up easy completions. And in the story, Engstrand points to the fact that Ben Johnson has explained that Engstrand played a significant role in what they were doing from a passing attack. That Tanner was so good as the tight ends coach that they moved him up to the passing game coordinator, where he was in charge of different plays depending on yardage to get into field position, whether it's a field goal attempt or scoring a touchdown. Ben Johnson referenced his ability to think quick and adjust. He had a huge, huge impact on our process the last couple of years. Some stats on the Lions. Jared Goff was one of the best quarterbacks in red zone offense under Engstrand. Last season, Goff 24 touchdowns and 1 pick in the red zone, tying for 3rd in the NFL with a 111.5 passer rating in that part of the field. According to Nadia, that was because Detroit drew up a high percentage of passes for Goff. They schemed easy opportunities for their playmakers to work in space, taking the burden off the QB's shoulders to make complex reads or attack tight windows. According to FTN Fantasy, Goff threw to his first read on 50% of his red zone attempts, which ranked the 9th highest as a result.
Well, it would be higher, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, me too. Goff's average depth of target was a measly 2.9 yards, 3rd lowest in the NFL among 41 qualifiers. Those two factors led to Goff's 67.3% completion percentage in the red zone, which was 4th best in the league. The Lions' goal was to ensure that many passes would be completed as possible, maximizing their chances to get the ball to their elite playmakers. Problem is, Jets don't have the elite playmakers the Lions do. So what can Engstrand do with the guys he does have?
So, yeah, everything you said is true, and I agree with. Nani is 100% on. The playmakers, yes, it's a many steps below. And Garrett, for how well he breaks tackles in terms of the numbers, and I know he's up there in terms of breaking tackles, he's a different type of tackle breaker. It's more wide open space, elude guys. When you get in the red zone, it gets more confined. And, the physical guys in terms of breaking tackles win out. That's number one. But even talking about the playmakers, how it's not the same as Detroit, again, the number one thing. Why is Detroit so good at scheming open one-read passes? They can run the ball. Imagine Jared Goff. We saw it in the Super Bowl with Sean McVay. McVay is as good as anybody in the game running an offense, designing stuff in this modern league. We know this. Him, O'Connell, Ben Johnson, all the crazy stuff Ben Johnson does. He did a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, when they lost in round 2 last year, in the divisional, they were doing wacky stuff. Most times, other than that game, it worked. Didn't see it early in Ben Johnson's career as an OC for Detroit. Saw it later, but that's because they generated the run game. You have to have the rushing game for that to work. And I think Glenn knows this, and Engstrand knows this. You can't scheme. I mean, you can, but not to the same effect, not even close, if you don't have the rushing game as the number one worry for the defense. And that is the key. If they can run the ball, Engstrand will be able to generate those one read concepts for Fields. and Fields will be able to find more room running. It sounds simple. It sounds, non-deep. It sounds surface level, but that's the truth. That's what they're trying to be, and they have to run the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, item number 2 in this story on JetsXFactor.com on how the Jets can finally be a good red zone team and unlock Justin Fields. Maximizing the Jets' yak weapons. Now, this was a great stat that Nadia dug up, right? So, we talk about the weapons the Lions have. Well, one of the things the Lions had last year, and they have had, is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And what makes St. Brown so good is that he is so just good at basically going out there and doing what is asked of him as far as catching the ball, making plays when he does get some space. And they scheme up things to get him the ball. And I don't want to spoil the whole article here because I want people to read it. But basically, Nadia compares St. Brown to Garrett Wilson and says that Garrett Wilson can be that type of player, but the Jets, to this point, have done a bad job of specifically getting the ball to Garrett Wilson when the play is designed for him, like putting him in a spot where he can get a lot of yards after the catch. He has 0 career touchdowns on 44 career receptions behind the line of scrimmage. He's only generated just 196 yards in total on all those plays. That's only 4.5 yards per reception and only 10 first downs in all these plays in his career, which is only 23% of receptions. And let's be real, if you're designing a play behind the line of scrimmage for your best weapon, you got to be more efficient at finding ways to set that play up so Garrett could go off. And that's where Engstrand comes in, hopefully doing what they did with the Lions and applying that to Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett, great stat. Tremendous stat and, appropriate for this article. But let's be honest. Let's dig a little deeper. Garrett is one of everybody in which the Jets have done a terrible job of setting up, production offensively. If the offense isn't working, nobody is going to get theirs. That's just the way it is. And Garrett's a part of that. In terms of coaching, in terms of self-coaching, if Garrett thinks about this, there's times when he needs to pick a lane and go. Brees is the same way. There's times when they just got to get north-south, and that will even help him break more tackles down the road. Because when guys watch film, you're going to be more patient when trying to tackle Garrett in the open field because you want him to make the first move and just stay on your feet. So if he gets north-south much more, which I guarantee you he will this year, I guarantee you're going to see Garrett plant and go, get north-south, get dirty, look for contact, because that's going to set up a world of even more broken tackles for him, which he's unbelievable at in the open field. Then you truly have a dangerous guy. So if they could run the ball and their offense is working and Garrett is doing the north-south thing a little more, and if the offense is working, he will naturally do that because you're not going to be as frustrated and you're not going to be looking for the home run on every play, him and Brees both. Then, you're going to see a monster receiver.
If you got a question, write it in. We'll get to the super chats and some calls coming up. Here's a part of the article I wanted to just highlight on the screen, right? So we talked about some of the stats with Garrett Wilson, how they've done a bad job basically getting him the ball in space. But you compare him to St. Brown, right? Garrett Wilson has forced Garrett Wilson has forced 66 missed tackles compared to just 38 for St. Brown. But Nadia notes St. Brown is so much more productive on passes behind the line of scrimmage, and he has the numbers there for St. Brown to compare it to. They're better at scheming guys open there, and hopefully, like Hackett, Downing, they had the least creative offense ever. Hopefully, Engstrand absorbed a lot of Ben Johnson when he was there in Detroit, and that works here with the Jets.
It's there's a dual reasoning here. Yes, it's about the scheming. It's about the offense not working. Blocking and frustration. And it's also, if we're going to talk about the individuals, there are St. Brown doesn't mess around at times. If he knows the situation is 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, he'll get north-south, plow into the contact and get the first down. And you won't, in other words, Garrett, the way he runs after his rack, the way he runs after catching the ball, there are so many more opportunities for broken tackles as opposed to a guy like St. Brown, because St. Brown will go north and south and plow into a guy and not even try to break a tackle. Basically, it'll be physical. So If Garrett is getting to the point where it's more of a mixture, then yeah, he's gonna, all pro on the back of his football card.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. One more from this story here. And once again, we put the link in the description. Really good piece by Robby's co-founder, Michael Nadia. Ride the Braylon Allen train in the red zone. We know that Aaron Glenn has already talked about all three of the running backs playing a big role in the offense. I think Braylon Allen's a guy that could take a huge step forward in year 2 if he's utilized properly. These are some numbers from last year. The Jets, they were horrible in short yardage rushing in 2024. They were 24th in the league with a 68.2% conversion rate.
I can't believe they're 24th.
I'm actually surprised they're not 32nd based on how it felt. They were 68.2% conversion rate on 3rd or 4th down with less than a yard to go. More specifically, as it pertains to the red zone, this is why it felt worse. The Jets were atrocious at the goal line. Just 4 of their 10 rushing attempts within 3 yards of the goal line, they scored on. 40% conversion rate. They were 28th in the league on that stat. It's hard to believe they were that bad, given the fact they have a 235-pound battering ram by the name of Braylon Allen. So do you think Aaron Glenn and company and Engstrand and the new O-line coach, can we get Braylon Allen utilized properly in short yardage?
Yes. And I love Brees, but Braylon Allen fits this offense better than any running back they have. He will be the north-south to Justin Fields' east-west, sideline to sideline on those zone reads. He is that guy. And, I'm not making the claim that Braylon's going to start over Brees, but, I might make the claim that Braylon will receive more carries in the traditional running back concepts. And Brees will have more touches overall, but it's going to be more of a hybrid kind of feel out of the backfield. Maybe a lot more counters, a lot more longer developing stuff, draws, screens, that sort of thing. So the fact that you have both of those guys, Braylon is so antsy to hit the hole and be north-south, whereas Brees doesn't hit the hole that hard. And again, that's another thing. Like Garrett getting north-south, I guarantee you, Glenn, Engstrand, all those guys will be on Brees about hitting the hole and getting back to basics. Those two guys contrast really well. So I think it's going to work nicely, especially Braylon.
I'm curious to see how they use Isaiah Davis as well, because he didn't get a ton of opportunities last year, but for what it's worth, I think he looked pretty good when he had an opportunity.
They're gonna use him. They really like him. From what I hear, they really like him, and he's the versatile guy. Like Brees is versatile too. Don't get me wrong, but when you look at the depth chart, you have 1A and 1B with Brees and Braylon, and they serve different purposes. Isaiah Davis can come in and kind of do it all. I mean, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. No, he's not huge like Braylon, so he's not going to be. You're not going to be hunting for Isaiah Davis in short yardage, no question about it. But he's really versatile. And, even his run blocking, he's willing. Listen, he was a rookie. So there's a lot to learn there. But I think he's a guy that picks things up quickly. So the only thing that will shock me is if one of the 3 guys gets completely frozen out of a game. I don't expect that. I think all 3 guys are going to get multiple touches every game.
The goal for the Jets in 2025 on offense, lead the NFL in rushing and rushing attempts. That should be their goal. There's a path to being a successful team if you could lead the NFL in attempts and lead the NFL in rushing yards.
Yeah, I'll do the Paul Pierce walk if with no clothes, if they're not top 3 in rush attempts by the end of the year. Rush yards, I won't make any bets, but rush attempts, they will be top 3 unless Justin Fields gets hurt. Then bet is off. But if Justin Fields plays every game, only misses a game or 2, they will be top 3. Dude, the Bears were 2nd in rushing 2 years ago with Fields as quarterback, and I never considered the Bears a good rushing team over the last 4 or 5 years. It's just the way it's going to be. That's their offense.
Man with a rake with an Asmaniac super chat. They like Tippmann at guard. I don't know if that's true, but here's the thing. Then, let him compete with someone at guard then, not center. I don't know. I just think I think the only way Tippmann's not the center is if, say, EVT or John Simpson, they suffer an injury in camp. And they're like, you know what? Tippmann can play guard. Myers was field center in college. We think our best 5 is Tippmann moving over to guard to cover for the injury to whoever got hurt. And then Myers is the center. I just don't buy any idea that Tippmann's not the center if everyone's healthy.
Yeah, I just typed in, is Joe Tippmann too tall to be a center into Google, the Google machine. And look at that. Oh, Jets X Factor comes up first.
Hey.
While 6'6" is tall for a center, Tippmann's height doesn't necessarily make him too tall. Who wrote this? Hope it wasn't me. He is a good athlete and has demonstrated the ability to play well at the position. Listen, we have to reserve some room for the idea that Glenn came in and he prides himself as a personnel guy as well. And they came in and they already wrote off Tippmann as a center because of his height, because of the Jets. Listen, the Jets were one of 8 or 10 teams that voted against the tush push to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Why? We know why. They have Justin Fields. Glenn is riding this evolution of running quarterbacks, and he wants to push the envelope. Is Tippmann? I'm not saying that happened, but we have to reserve some room in which Glenn has already taken him out of the center role because of his height, because he can't get low and drive in terms of that short yardage stuff. And I'm not just talking about tush push. I'm talking about everything short yardage, tighter splits. It is not easy. It's a hell of a thing to overcome for sure. And I'm sure he's watched the film over and over and over again, and maybe saw something he didn't like. Who knows? But I'm not saying that's the case, but let's keep it in mind.
Run the tush push, baby. We'll be pushing that tush.
Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah. When you put it that way, of course.
You excited to cover the tush push, write about it, blog about it?
Yeah. Yeah. Brotherly shove, I kind of prefer, but what are you going to do?
We actually had a tush push on the show the other day. Were you tuned in when this happened?
No. Is it frozen? What's going on here?
You don't see on the screen?
No, I see it, but I'm wondering why it's not moving.
Oh, no. This is a still.
It's a torture chamber today, huh?
Rejected. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What's he up to? Is he still a police officer? And is his arch nemesis from his comic book reality still after him? What's his name? Matt Sullivan?
No, Bobby Beasley.
Bobby Beasley. That's right.
Yeah, they got into it yesterday on the show, actually. It was a show for the ages.
Bobby Beasley has a voice, or is it just...
No, he's a real person. He called in. He's called in multiple times now.
No way. Younger guy, older guy? What's the deal?
Probably around the same age as Beast.
Wow.
Late 30s, 40s.
Beasley, if you're listening, I'm glad you have you've shown your voice and you're not just text, because your name still sounds made up. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from Bino who says, I read that article, and yeah, if Corley could live up to his portion of the Yak King nickname. Yeah, the article did talk about Corley maybe being utilized as a Yak guy. I don't know what to make of Corley. He was picked by a different regime. He was incredibly disappointing last year. I'm not saying he's not talented, but he could just be like a lot of guys that just aren't very good at the next level. I'm not giving up on him completely yet. They should at least go to training camp with him and let's see what they have. But his roster spot to me is not guaranteed at all. Like if you told me Corley's not on the roster, I wouldn't be like, that's crazy. Like I don't care if he was the first pick of the 3rd round last year. The GM who took him got fired.
I agree. It wouldn't be crazy. It would shock me. And here's the reason. And here's why you should hold out hope. Yes, I get it. It's up in the air. We don't know. But here's the thing. It's not like we saw him play and be very disappointing. That would be one thing. We didn't really see him play. He never got to the stage where they felt comfortable enough with him reading the defense, the coverage, and the leverage in real time to fit into a very difficult offense for receivers with Rodgers. Say what you want. Whether you love Rodgers, hate Rodgers, you have to. There are prerequisites. I'm not going to try to say that word again. There are things you have to meet as a young receiver to even have the chance to step on the field. And I think that's where Corley just couldn't meet that demand. With this offense, it'll be so much more different. He'll have a much better chance. So in terms of last year, I think it was more, we just didn't see him play. It's going to be like he's coming into his rookie year this year, in my mind.
Well, his receivers coach is one of the few holdover coaches on this staff.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a positive or a negative. I don't know.
I would guess negative because, I mean, if the receiver coach felt like he was ready to play, wouldn't he be out there last year?
Yeah, if it wasn't a Rodgers offense, I think it would all be negative for Corley. But because it's a Rodgers Manning type offense where the demand is so high for these guys to read leverage and like a run and shoot type feel on the fly, it's a huge wild card. So, who knows? And it's funny. You mentioned Corley. I wrote an article about the receiver two. They're not going to have a true receiver two. There's pieces where Reynolds is a blocker, Lazard's a blocker. Those two guys are going to be the starters, or one of them if they're 12 personnel. And then you got Arian Smith coming in to take the top off on 3rd and long. You got Tyler Johnson if you need someone out of the slot to run smooth routes. And I forgot about Corley. I didn't even mention him. I had to add a little section at the end. And honestly, when I thought about him, he doesn't fit any category. Burner, straight line burner like Arian Smith, blocker, route runner. He could do a little bit of everything. So to me, he is a true wild card. I'm trying to view him as a rookie this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, a question from Mr. Bonesy, everyone's favorite attorney and shoe salesman. Question for Sabo. Over under 4.5 for punts in week 1 until the home crowd boos the offense.
You're talking about boos.
Boos. We know a thing or two about booing as Jet fans.
Yeah, I think it depends. It's all about the consecutive punts. If they're punting on the first 3 possessions, give me over on. The better over under is 2.5 in the first half. If it's over 2.5 punts in the first half, there's going to be a rain of boos coming down.
JD with a great point. Remember when Bonesy was positive? I do. I do indeed. Let's see. Alan says, I remember when free speech was allowed in this world. Guess not in Gingers. No, free speech is allowed. I just don't really like you, Alan. So from time to time, we'll put you in timeout for 5 minutes. And look, I am also a Capplefish, as Bobby Bindett would say. And Scott says, Jake, bounty on Alan, ? For today only, normally it's 10 memberships to send someone to the hole, bounty style. But since Alan's a douche, and he's the ultimate Nick hater, despite never acknowledging when he's wrong about something. Today, it's only 5 memberships, half off. So if you want to send Alan to the hole, only 5 memberships need to be gifted. Nick with a super chat. Could Tippmann be the Dan Skipper for the New York Jets? AVT, maybe. Your thoughts, Robbie?
Yeah, possibly. It's interesting when you look at Detroit's O-line. It's not as though. Yeah, they're the best in the league last year, I think, without question. Philly right there, too. But when you're looking at talent, where they were drafted and just pure talent, what their expectations were coming into this, into the NFL, Philly destroys them in terms of overall talent. So they did something right coaching. And I think Skipper is just one of the examples with them. I know Sewell is the most talented guy in the league, but as a whole, it's possible. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to watch to see how they're viewing Tippmann at center, because that's a hell of a thing. Your pad level has to be extremely low. You need a guy to be extremely low with his pad level, especially at center, but across the entire offensive line with this offense. We'll see.
All right. Game 4 tonight, Mr. Sabo.
Yeah.
How we feeling?
The latest on Neesmith? Do we know?
There is no update.
If Neesmith doesn't play, got to feel good. He is a menace. And, I got Knicks fans saying, oh, it doesn't matter. Brunson, doesn't matter who's guarding Brunson. Brunson can get his. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of nuance. Like how Neesmith defends the pick and roll is just, I want to kill him. He destroys everything so often on so many trips. So if Neesmith is not playing, I feel extremely good. Do we know the starting lineup again? Is he going in with Mitch?
I think it's going to be the same starting lineup. Why mess with, why mess with what worked? And I don't even think the starting lineup was the reason why they won the game, but I mean, you won with it. Why mess with anything?
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be the same. And, interestingly, Tibbs, you know, by the way, I haven't paid attention much to ESPN, their NBA coverage. I've been watching them during the series. Does every NBA analyst on ESPN have to hate Tom Thibodeau? Like, is that a necessity going in? Uh, After Game Three's win, I'm hearing the Morris twins and Stephen A. Smith talk about Thibodeau's job security. What is going on? Am I missing something?
I mean, it's crazy talk. I mean, the idea that he's on the hot seat. I mean, come on.
Dude, it's crazy. And
that's sports nowadays. That's like just the hot take, overreaction, people having a voice to put out whatever they want to put out immediately. Like, here's the thing. And I'm guilty of this because I was going nuts in, Game 3 at halftime. I thought the Knicks were going to get run off the court. Like, I thought they were done. But
everybody was, though.
But nowadays, it's like everyone is just reacting. Like, back in the day, you wouldn't be able to do that. Like, no one would know that you thought about, sending Karl Anthony Towns to the moon because you wouldn't have had that outlet to post your thoughts in real time, right? So it's just everything is just different now. I mean,
would you want another keep the spirits up text if the same thing happens tonight? Let me know in advance. Okay.
Yeah, please do. Can they not get down 20? Look, as great as the 20-point comebacks are, my heart doesn't need to go through that. Let's just win the game. Let's be the better team tonight.
Here's the point.
As great as Cat was, 20 in the fourth. How about he doesn't go into the fourth with only 4 points, right? How about we go into this game, the Knicks, I believe, are the better team, and go out there and prove it. They've been 6-1 away from the Garden during these playoffs. Let's go and do it, man. Let's go I think Brunson will bounce back in a major way. And who's going to follow him? Can we get a big Bridges game? Like, he's been terrible. Let's go.
Yeah, Bridges has been. Here's the point. Thibodeau, it's crazy to me. I just started covering the Knicks again since the Fizdale era, ESNY, pre-2020. It's going into Game 3, everyone's screaming about minutes, bench, lineups, and they loved the Robinson move to the starting lineup. You got to try something. And I'm like, really? Like, this is what we're going to do. They should have won Game 1 if they hit their free throws. And if they hit their free throws in Game 1, they're up 2-1. That change didn't work in terms of the intention with Mitch. Instead of having Mitch on the second unit providing energy, keeping them in it, they pretty much took him out of the game. What I liked was Towns, his aggression early and his intent. It was like Game 6 Boston. Even though he was missing based on contact early in the game, he really came out with a different intent. And I wrote an article, I think I sent it to you. It's not about Thibodeau. It's about the stars coming through. Indy stars were meeting the challenge, and they were showing brass balls. The Knicks guys weren't. Brunson had 2 chances to tie the game up in Game 1 and 2, the clutch player of the year. Towns had a wide open 3 at the top of the arc to tie it in Game 1. Didn't happen. In this one, Josh Hart goes to the line, drills 2 free throws to go up 4. They made the shots. They did the right thing. Towns in the fourth quarter did his thing. But what the lineup did, even though it didn't work in the first half with Mitch, it gave Tibbs and the Knicks a recipe. What you do is you start the same lineup. This is what I would do. Start the same lineup. The early guys you sub out include Cat. Take Cat out right away.
They usually do.
They usually do, but with Mitch staying in now, what you could do is take Cat out right away and play it again, where you play Cat with that perimeter speedy defensive lineup with McBride, Shamet, DeLon, and Hart in the second quarter and the third quarter. Let Cat spread the offense, let Cat do his thing, and you go full court press. When they had that lineup in there and they could actually go full court press without Brunson, and Brunson's still hurt, his ankle. He's a butcher defensively, but it's even worse. When you go full court press, it messed them up. And that's what really got them back in the game. So even though I don't think the Robinson to the starting lineup did anything for the first unit, it allowed them to get to a different type of feel, separating Cat and Brunson more during the game so it doesn't drag their entire defense down, because that's the fundamental problem. Brunson and Cat on defense, they're horrid. So
you got to stagger their minutes. And I'd play Deuce with Cat. Deuce seems to be better at getting the ball to Cat than Brunson at times. And then I would have Mitch out there with Brunson, because Brunson's working that alley-oop a lot with Mitch.
Yes. And his perimeter D isn't good. So you have the rim protector behind Brunson. You can't go full court with Brunson out there, full court pressure. You have Mitch behind it. So I think that's the thing. Yeah, start Mitch. That's fine. It doesn't really matter who starts, but I think getting those units down pat in a way where you take Cat out early and have him run with the second unit with those speedy defensive guys, including Hart. I think that's the ticket.
So a couple of Asmaniacs have asked about the Jake Asman polo that I'm wearing that has the Knicks theme in it. It's a brand new merch item. I didn't advertise it or anything on the show before, but if people are interested, because PBM and Big Fella are asking about it, just go to jakeasman.com and then scroll all the way down and you'll see it. I also just put the link in the chat. They come in blue, black, and white. These polos. I have polos and hats. And here's another look on what the Nick Royal Blue polo looks like. So if you want a Adidas themed Jake Asman show NYK polo,
yeah,
check it out. And thank you to Addison again. He's the one who made this logo.
Do you have a Jets one? Do you have a Jets one with the Asman name too, or no?
Well, the Jet one is just the normal show logo, like what we have.
I can't imagine it right now. To be honest, the Jake Asman show, the lettering.
Yeah, then the Asmaniac logo is the Jet
in
logo.
Jets letters. Yeah,
yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. That Knicks logo, Jake, that's not bad.
Big fella.
Still, my favorite Knicks logo of all time is the 92, 93, the early 90s, where they didn't have the triangle behind it, and they still wore the NY in the shorts. That's still my favorite, and they only ran with it for like 3 or 4 years. Crazy enough.
Yeah, I miss the NY on the shorts. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, the first caller in today's afternoon stream is none other than the Kyle Clifton.
What's going on, fellas?
Hello, Mr. Clifton.
What's up?
Not much. Looking forward to the game this evening.
You a Knicks fan too?
I am.
Nice.
But now I've kind of fallen out of love with them since the 90s. It's been hard times. It's not my favorite sport to watch anymore. Although I think they're getting back to a brand that's a little bit more physical basketball. It's less, all threes all the time.
Yeah, the NBA. Listen, I hope it's intentional because basketball, the more physical brand of basketball is just the best. It ramps up emotions, rivalries. I don't know how anyone could argue against it.
Right. I wanted to ask you guys' opinion. Like, do you think that one of the reasons that they didn't go out and take a guard in the mid rounds to put in the pipeline this year is because they might see Tippmann as a guard next year with AVT and Simpson as pending free agents?
It's possible. I mean, it is a curious move not to have Tippmann, as the guy with the first unit in OTAs. I think everything's on the table right now.
Yeah, I mean, when I see something like that coming around the corner, right? I usually would think that, a prudent manager would want to get ahead of it, put somebody in the pipeline, and then, after seeing him for a year, decide whether they want to go back out and get another guard to compete with the guy you've had in the pipeline, especially if you are pretty confident you're going to lose one of those two guys.
Yeah.
I would try and keep both, by the way, for the record, because Simpson is a guy I think you could get a deal done before the year starts and save yourself a lot of money if you get out ahead of it.
The problem is AVT. I mean, he could cost you, especially if he balls out this year.
And you can't extend him yet because he's so injury prone. You got to wait and see if he can, basically go through another year healthy.
Right.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. He's got to stay. He's got to stay healthy. That's it.
Yeah. I must be having a senior moment. I had a Knicks point as well, and it kind of escapes me right now. So I know
what your point was. Knicks in 6.
That's what it originally was, actually.
Yeah,
after they went down to 0-2, I said Knicks in 6. So let's see if that plays out. Enjoy the game, guys. I'll talk to you later.
ladies and gentlemen, the great Kyle Clifton checking in. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Hanging out with Robby Sabo here for a few more minutes. Now, no one has gifted a membership, so I'm going to gift one.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's
no one's done it.
outrageous.
I'm going to gift one myself. So if you want a membership, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on channel memberships that you want to be able to receive them. So you got a chance to get one. So I'm going to gift one shortly. We'll give people another minute or so to get that figured out if you indeed want one. Big fella says, Jake, show the pick. We need to win tonight. Big fella will pull out all the stops. Apparently, the Knicks have not lost when I have shown this photo of the big fella and Jalen Brunson on the show. So, in honor of the Knicks tonight, here is the big fella and number 11, Jalen Brunson. And if they lose, we will never see this photo again, big fella. So this could be the last time. But if they win, we might need to make this just a thumbnail for the next show we do. So a lot is on the line tonight. Your thoughts, Robby?
Listen, the big fella, we know he's one of the greats, right? Can we all agree on that?
Absolutely.
I don't know where to begin with this picture, to be honest. What does the big fella do for a living?
He's just big, and he's a fella.
He's a big fella.
Sometimes he lies in his bed. Sometimes he sits at his desk.
Yeah, his intro song, by the way, Gator. That was, the only thing missing was his feet. Maybe the aura. His feet are up, like, twirling the telephone wire like a 16-year-old high school girl on the bed. His feet up behind him. But yeah, hopefully it's good karma. We'll see. If Neesmith is not playing, I'm feeling good.
Johnny Danks checks in. Looking forward to being on Jake's show tomorrow morning. See you guys there. Go Knicks, go Jets. So Johnny, a lot of people are going to get to meet him for the first time. Longtime listener of the show. He is in a movie that is coming out. I don't want to spoil it because we'll play the trailer on the show. Yeah, one of our own is a big movie star. We'll play the trailer for everyone to see tomorrow. So I'm excited for the conversation with Johnny tomorrow.
Wow.
All right. Little tease for tomorrow's programming. First show tomorrow. Be on the lookout. Get those likes up. All right, let's do another call here. The great Scotty Mayhem is on the line. What's up, Scotty?
Jake, it's good news that Alon is rooting for the Pacers. Let him be on their bandwagon. Every time that happens, good things happen to our Knicks.
He's just so annoying. He's just so insufferable. Like he is. He just lives to troll people in a comment section that's supposed to be about the team he roots for, but we know he doesn't. Like it's silly.
It's crazy. And the thing is look, there's not a lot of teams that have a player like Jalen Brunson. Let's go back beyond his play on the court. I mean, he's an amazing player. He's the clutch player of the year. The man took $100 million less to play for the Knicks so that they could bring in, these amazing players. And look, it's a great year. I believe the Knicks are going to win. I originally predicted in 6. I think it's going to go 7. Indiana is not winning another game at the Garden. So the only way they're beating us is if they win their next 2 games at home. I don't believe that's going to happen. I think we're going to steal one. 1 game at the Garden? No. Knicks win in 7. Don't worry, Jake. We got you, and we got the rest of our team. They'll be fine.
I love it. Scotty, from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, and no, I'm not even going to talk about the West. Listen, it is crazy how bad they are at home compared to the road. And it's about focus. It really comes down to focus. There was one game, I'm still going to do a video article on it. In Detroit, I think it was game 6. Was it game 6 in Detroit when they were down late and they came back to finish the series?
Yeah, that was the game Brunson hit the shot.
Yes. There was a moment with like 3 minutes left. They were down. The Palace was going nuts. It's not called the Palace anymore, but you get it. And they came out of a huddle, and you could see it on their faces. They were so confident and focused in what the plan was and what they were going to do. And you just don't see that at home. It's something about it with their home and away attitude. If they could ever find that at home, they're going to be extremely dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. Well, hopefully they get it back 2-2 going home because there's a huge difference in 3-1 or 2-2, as everyone knows. I gifted a membership. Ladies and gentlemen, one lucky listener is now a channel member as promised. Let's freaking go.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
The listener who received the membership is
Eric Jr. So, Eric, I'm entering you in the raffle because I'm not going to enter myself. How about another gifted membership here? Big Cho Jet getting in on the gifting.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
And the recipient of the membership, the lovely Sarah Down Under. Love it.
Sarah
Appreciate
Down
you.
Under. That could. What does that mean?
Well, you know what? I'm going to play this on myself.
Calm your freaky down.
Sarah, who lives down under in the country of Australia.
That might be what it means. I don't know.
Super chat here from Eric. Hey, Jake, do you have TikTok? I stumbled on a video I think needs to be played if the Knicks win tonight. I do have a TikTok. It's at Jake Asman Show. I only post, though. I don't really check it.
Yeah, TikTok's one of those. Years ago, they were encouraging me to get a Jet X1 started. We started up, posted a few videos, and there's actual cobwebs on our account, I think, that have formed.
I actually have gone viral on there a couple times, though. Like, I just hit over 1,000 followers, and I post like twice a week, if that. 3 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, your medium is perfect. Like, you do enough content to absolutely get perfect TikTok. What's a perfect TikTok video? 30 seconds? What is it?
I think the goal is to keep it around like 60 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's perfect. TikTok and Instagram, you should be able to get going pretty nice.
Yeah, we put out some stuff. Follow me on Instagram at Jake Asman. Follow the show at Jake Asman Show on Instagram as well. Are you on Instagram, Robby?
Yes. Jets X Factor is, but it's like it's hit and miss. It's more for during the season when we could do highlights and training camp too. It's big for training camp when we're at the practice.
All right. Final question for you, Mr. Sabo.
What do you got?
Do the Knicks win tonight?
Yes.
I'm sold.
And I think if Neesmith doesn't play, they will win rather convincingly. Not to say there won't be scary moments. I think there'll be scary moments in midway through the fourth quarter. But I think a buffer of 8 to 12 point lead is what I'd expect. If Neesmith's playing, I'll still say they're going to win. But I think it'll be more dicey. And listen, if for some reason they lose, it ain't over. It ain't over. It's 3-1, 2 games at home. You'd probably rather have all 3 games on the road at that point, based on the way they're playing. But yeah, I'm going Knicks tonight.
He's taking the Knicks. Sabo. Tremendous. Love it. Appreciate you hopping on. Question at the buzzer. Boomtown wants to know.
Yeah.
Are you still looking to hire more writers? Asking for a friend.
Always. Our office is always open. Actually, we had a video guy inquire through our application page the other day. I got to get back to him. So yeah, just jetsxfactor.com. Look for it in the menu. It's what is it? JetX Careers or JetX Contact Us. Go to the Contact Us portion in the menu. You'll find it, and there's an application Contact Us page to fill out. Just go
Dylan
right there.
Terraman. He may inquire.
Dylan knows his stuff, man. Dylan knows his stuff. I was paying attention during the draft. I watched a lot of Asman, so trust me. I know Dylan knows his stuff. A couple other folks. He does a good job on the draft for sure.
I give Dylan a verbal letter of recommendation. Because I'm not writing him a letter of recommendation. That's too much work. But I verbally endorse you bringing him on for content.
I mean, he was looking good, but after that, don't hurt his chances.
Love it. Mr. Sabo, I'm sure we'll be texting during this game later. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you got it. Later.
The great Robby Sabo, weekly spot on the show. Gator says that he, too, is available for hire, but he'll get you demonetized in a week. That is true. The big fella checks in with a super chat. Jake, can you please set a trial date for the custody of little Joey? Councils and Judge Barbarossa need to be in agreement for the trial of the century. Well, if Bobby Beasley's lawyer is out there, I'd love to chat with him, and we can try and set a date. I mean, I'm all about letting the legal process play out. But I only have ways of reaching one side of the legal teams involved. I either text Mr. Bonesy or I call up Alden Shoe Store. I have no idea how to get a hold of Beasley or his team. Speaking of Beasley, let's reset a little bit. I got open phone lines. I need people to call in to make the show the show. Yesterday, we had an all-time show. I received more messages about yesterday's show than I have in a long time. It was probably a top 5 craziest show ever. Definitely the most insane show of 2025. If you missed it, here's the latest in the Beast versus Bobby Beasley saga, which ended with Beastbreaker calling the police live on the air. What's your take on Bobby Beasley not showing up today?
Just checking the teeth. I gotta blow.
Beasley's here.
This ain't over by a
Beasley's
long
here.
shot. Where'd he go? I'm not an expert on federal holidays. When my counsel is ready, we will be here and we'll be suing the pants off that fat-faced piece of shit. I want to see his face right now.
Beasley, he left the second you joined. I was fully prepared to have you guys litigate your issues.
I let the man know earlier this week I was willing to settle out of court. All I want is little Joey.
Hey, what's the flag behind you? Are you a Buccaneers fan or just an ass pirate?
That's none of your business, man.
Beast writes in no deal. He will not give you a little
No deal? Then I'll see you in court, pal.
You better call Bonesy. Asmaniacs unite when the beast is in trouble, so you better call Bonesy. Ignore the shoes behind him. Those are law books. Those are law books.
I literally went to the bathroom for 2 minutes, and this fucker calls in and I don't get to talk to him. The worst part about it is that Beast really believes this. Like, this is real life to Beast. You guys have to understand where my client is coming from.
Gator says Bobby Beasley wants to eat little Joey. I have heard the messages. They are real. Ladies and gentlemen, Beast is actually on the line. He is grilling in the great outdoors, which means his connection is probably going to be trash.
That grill looks sturdier than Charles's neck.
I have the affidavit written for the seizure of little Joey. We will be taking offers for little Joey starting Friday afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Asmaniac Court, I just wanted to let it be known that Bobby Beasley's lawyer never contacted me to file any sort of dismissal or grievance. So as far as I'm concerned, this trial is happening ASAP.
God damn it.
Tomorrow I'm going down to the courthouse. I'm filing that restraining order. This will be the last time that little prick ever shows this face around here. The fruit.
We call
Ladies
him
and
ass
gentlemen,
pirate.
joining us right
He's
now
going
is
to jail.
Bobby Beasley. He is called
Good
in.
night.
Beast, what is your reaction to Beast going down to the courthouse? Are you concerned that he's going to successfully?
Oh, not at all. I don't see him leaving his house ever. If you ask me, it sounds like he's got something to hide. It's evident at this point he's a coward, man. I show up here, I'm ready to go every single time.
Bobby, could I get you to say any of the sayings like shiver me timbers or walk the plank or ahoy matey?
No more of this butt pirate stuff, man. I'm willing to settle out of court for little Joey.
Now, what makes you think you have any rights or claim to little Joey?
Because I deserve him more than Beast does. He's unfit to raise little Joey.
Arr! What do you plan on doing to the pig, dude?
Where's Bonesy, by the way?
Bonesy's a busy attorney. He's working a federal holiday, unlike your
Yeah,
guy.
fitting women for shoes right now. That's what I hear.
Can you get me the 8th district, please, for the Chicago Police Department?
Oh, he's got him on the phone. Holy shit.
My address is private.
Show your face, you fucking coward. Let's go.
Get off the phone with the police. Tell them that you took. Please
I'm
explain
not
to
going
them.
to arrest until this Bobby Beasley's behind bars.
All right,
And
all
I'm
right.
not
Well,
gonna
don't get
back-
the actual
I'm not
police
backing out on
involved.
nobody. After tomorrow, he is done.
Police where you at?
Say that again, ma'am.
You don't need police where you at. You're good, right?
Well, as long as I got safety, I got everything I need. This guy has been lying through his teeth, and I'm going to put him behind bars. He's a dead man walking, and he'll be exposed for life.
All right.
He's screwed. And don't worry, ma'am. Everything's under control because you guys are the truth and you guys are the facts. Am I not right?
All right.
All right. Well, we'll take it from here.
All right.
All right. And your name was, ma'am?
Lewis.
All right. Thanks, Lewis.
No, come on.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bobby Midnight just called me and said, Mr. Bonesy, you got to get on there, bro. They need you.
I already got another person on that grill right now taking station number 2. After tomorrow, I'm going down to that goddamn courthouse. You won't see this son of a bitch for a long time. He's done.
Do not go to the courthouse.
Take his advice, Beast. I was going to tell you the same thing after the show.
I have a temper on me, and I'm not gonna take this guy anymore. I don't
Can you
care if
take that shirt off before the police show up at the front door so Jake's not at all?
Shut up and listen. You don't need to go to the police and You damn sure don't need to run every time he gets on the fucking screen, bro. They will laugh at you or they will send you for a wellness check if you go to the courthouse, bro.
Just ignore him, Beast. He's not going to touch your
It's
guinea
not
pig.
serious.
He doesn't even live near you.
And trust me, in the real world, that guy's got more problems than you do.
You hated
better-
Rick Kent a day ago. Now you're messaging Rick Kent. It's got to stop.
Well, I'm a hothead. If you want to mess with Big Bad Booty Daddy, ha! If you hear me.
You got some situation here, Jake.
Beast, don't go to the court or go to the police station. By you going there, you're making it a thing.
Understand that you are safe. Your guinea pig is safe.
What I'm going to start doing, I think I'm going to take Nick Shine's advice today.
There you go.
Yep, take his
Which
advice.
part of his advice?
Good advice. There's a bunch.
Now look what you've done, Bobby Beasley. No more protection from the ASMANIACS. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him 24 hours to think about it.
What a moment in time. And that was only part of it. Because Charles Gorman called in after he used a machete to shave his face. And if you didn't see that, oh my God, was it gory? Was it nasty? Couple comments that we have to address here. Gator writes in, you guys are the truth and you guys are the facts. Thanks, Lewis. Talking to a woman. Those are the words of Beastbreaker on the phone with a police officer yesterday. Jason Guinea Pig Guru writes in, Bobby Beasley will never get sole custody of little Joey. He won't even get visitation. Dylan says, Beast telling dispatch Beasley is a dead man, and she goes, all right. Mr. Beasley's lawyer chimes in, Mr. Jake Asman, we are prepared to make the offer of Mr. Charles taking possession of little Joey, and we drop all charges. I don't trust Charles Gorman to take care of little Joey. I can't speak on behalf of Beastbreaker's legal team. That's for Mr. Bonesy to weigh on. Beastbreaker writes in, Mr. Beasley's lawyer, GTFO, you're a fraud. As you can tell, obviously a lot is happening here on the show. A lot is happening. Let's get to more of your calls. Big Cho Jet is on the line. Hey, Big Cho.
Jake, what's going on?
Big Cho, you tell us.
No, hey, listen, man. Can I be real with you for a minute?
I would hope you're always real with me.
Last week I called in. I actually got a bone to pick with you. Last week I called in. I dropped the F-bomb. You called me out. So
Family show.
Okay. Now I haven't been calling in because of that, and I've been sitting back and listening. And I hear people use the F-bomb all the time. I hear people cursing on the show. When you do those little sound bites, somebody just said F-U-C-K about 5-10 minutes ago. Nothing was said. So I don't get why you called me out.
Well, we don't encourage cursing on the show.
Fuck you, Alan.
You know?
I mean, look.
We try to keep it as clean as we can around here.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
You know, it doesn't always happen, but that's our goal.
Well, it doesn't make me feel any better.
Well, I'm not actually upset at you, Big Joe. It's okay.
I just don't understand why you called me out.
I have to do a better job at calling everyone out. I hold you to a high standard, Coach. I mean, you're a coach.
But you know, every now and then I'll let an F-bomb slip by.
Hey, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, especially when you're coaching. It'll slip.
Oh, yeah.
John
Wooden would curse all the time.
Yeah. So does Coach K.
Sure. Roy Williams, big cursor.
Yeah, they all do it.
Rick
They all
Pitino, potty mouth. They call him Potty Mouth McGee.
Yeah, they all curse. I know it's early, but when do you think what month do you think you'll be putting the tickets up for the get together with the Jets against Carolina?
Hopefully within the next couple of weeks here. I got a meeting with the Jets coming up. to establish the price point for everything, and then I'll have a link for people to reserve their spot and purchase their ticket.
Are we allowed to get more than one spot? I got a buddy I think's going to come with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, and it's going to be in a good seats, good section. I go high class now.
Well, we have a section for people that curse and then people who don't curse. Would you prefer to be in the non-curse section?
Yeah, I'll go with non-cursing.
Non-curse section?
As long as it's good seats down. What are you going to be in the 100 level?
They're both excellent seats. Probably the cursing section maybe slightly better, but it depends on your opinion on things.
I got you. All right. And then it's up to us to get the hotel and flight since I'm coming from North Carolina.
What, do you want me to pay for it? Is that what you're insinuating?
No. What I meant was, no, I could pay for mine. No, what I meant was, like, you're setting up a link to buy tickets.
Correct. To reserve your spot, you'll have a ticket.
Right.
I will email you the ticket once I get the actual tickets from the Jets. We did this last year for anyone who did my Texans event.
Okay. No, what I meant by that was it would be up to us to reserve your plane ticket in hotel. There won't be any links for that. It'll be kind of on us.
Yes, it's going to be on you to get your hotel and plane ticket. But I have confidence you could do it, Big Joe.
Yeah, I can do it. I just never been up there.
You got this. What are you afraid of?
No, I'm not afraid of anything.
Have you flown before?
Yeah. I have to fly sometimes with my job.
You ever sing the song "I Believe I Could Fly"?
Negative.
No.
How about you?
From time to time, it's usually my like pre-flight, ritual.
Yeah. It works for you?
Yeah, you know what? So far, so good.
All right.
A couple messages from the chat for you. Roseanne says, "It's okay, Coach Cho. Fuck the haters."
Nice. Thank you.
Yep. Gator says, "Can we let Big Cho curse if he promises to no longer call in from this angle and shave, but not with Charles' razor?"
I don't need to shave. I'm good.
Just don't take any shaving advice from Charles, all right?
What did he shave with a machete?
Yeah, he shaved with an actual machete. Did you see that yesterday?
No. What's wrong with him?
A lot. I don't know.
Good Lord, where'd he get a machete at?
You're going to have to ask him.
That worries me just in itself.
Yeah, it was very intense.
That he would have a machete.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking.
Is he stable enough to have a machete?
I don't know the mindset of Charles, so I can't answer that.
I mean, you know him better than me.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust him with a machete personally, but I'm not his parents.
I wouldn't trust him with it either, or anybody, really, to be honest.
Super chat from the big fella. Ticketmaster just announced that tickets are low and someone needs to sit on Big Cho's lap in the non-cursing section. If someone sat on your lap, would you be cool with that?
As long as she's fine.
What if it's Gorman?
Who, Charles?
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it.
All right, that's not a no. That's better than I thought. Also, do you want in on the group airplane purchase? Gator's getting a group together for that.
Is he really, or is it for real?
They're going to buy an actual plane, yes.
Oh, man, see? You get my hopes up for nothing.
I'm just reading the chat here.
He's going to get a plane. I actually got a friend she's a travel agent, so I might go through her.
There's an option.
Yeah. She said she hooked me up.
Why don't we do this, Big Cho? All right. Yeah. Give us your loudest F word. All right. Just let it rip. All right. Really bring it.
My loudest, I can't do it, man. I got to be in the mood, man.
Yeah. Give us a curse. You want to curse so bad. Let's give you a one free F-bomb.
No, I didn't say I wanted to curse. I just wondered. I heard all this cursing, and you didn't call anybody out, but you called me out. That's all I was asking.
I need to call more people out. You're right.
I still love you and everything. Love the show.
I love you too, Big Show.
Just saying.
I need you to give us a curse, though. You know, just give us your latest, like F Allen. You know,
F Allen.
Well, but say the actual curse word. You know, your get out of jail free card.
I don't know if I can do it loud.
Why
I mean,
not?
I may do something like I talked to a player. You know, like when we're running through a drill, and the player's supposed to call for the ball, and he's partner up, and his partner's supposed to throw him the ball, and he's throwing him the ball without him calling out ball. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go up to the guy who is rebounding and throw him the ball and say, "Hey, if he doesn't call for the ball, don't throw him the motherfucking ball.
Louder.
Don't throw him the motherfucking ball.
Louder.
I can't go any louder than that.
One more, Big Show. One more.
Don't throw him the motherfucking ball.
You get the fuck out. All right, no cursing on the show, everyone. All right, come on now. It's a family show. All right, family show. Big Show had the right to do it there, though. All right, he had to get out of jail, free pass to curse. All right, no more cursing, though, from this point on.
Alan, go fuck yourself.
Sorry, I hit that by accident.
Fuck you, Alan.
Also, that was by accident as well. No more cursing on the show.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That includes you, Aaron Glenn. All right? My son's watching right now. All right? He doesn't approve. Shout out to Mimosa. Hey, all, it's been a minute. Mimosa, you have missed a ton. Please watch yesterday's show. You're welcome. We miss you. All right, let's get to some more calls, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, this guy on the line just bought this shirt that I'm wearing. He's the first person to buy a Jake Asman Show Knicks-themed polo. PBM, what's up, Mike?
Let's go. Yeah, I got it white.
I'm sure it's gonna look good. I have it in the blue and the black. I didn't buy a white one.
Sick. Yeah, I like the white one. I got the white Jake Asman one too, so I'll match that one. But I called in. Just want to show off the car.
Oh, that's right. Show us this thing.
This thing is sick. Look at this thing.
Hold on. I'm going big screen with it. Did you freeze, Mike? There you go.
No. Am I frozen?
Yep, now we see you.
There it
You're
is. Yeah. So there it is.
How do you feel about the car?
I like it a lot. Right now, I can't open it or anything because it's charging. It's a plug-in hybrid, so it does like 30 miles electric, and then the rest is gas. So her commute is basically free. But yeah, I show you the full front, but I'm not going to show you the plate.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it's pretty sick. So yeah.
Everyone, breaking Jet news. Thursday is officially open for the media. So Thursday, one Jets drive. Reporters will be there. The itinerary, 10:40 a.m. Coordinators will speak. 12:10, media at practice. 2 p.m., whichever coordinator didn't speak in the morning will speak in the afternoon. And 2:15, several players available in the press room. So Thursday will be a big day on this channel. It could be a potential Game 5 series tied 2-2 for the Knicks. We're down 3-1. Let's hope it's the first option. And then Jets OTAs open for media consumption. So be on the lookout for that on Thursday. Let's go Knicks, Mike.
Let's go Knicks. You know what we need? We need a fuck you Allen compilation just for when the Knicks beat the Pacers.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start it. Fuck you, Allen. Bing bong.
Well done, Mike. Well done. But no cursing on this show. All right? I got to call you out, or Big Show will be very upset. I don't want Big Show to be mad at me. Now, let me say this. I personally will not be sitting in the non-cursing section at our meetup. Because if anyone has ever seen me watch a Jets game, there's just no way I could control myself. So I will be in the cursing section at MetLife for this one. All right? All right? Now, if you're sitting in the non-cursing section and you fucking curse, all right? What a community. Wow, a legend's on the line. A member of the 4%. Jay Graves is next. What's up, Jay Graves? Where have you been? Mute. I'll come back to you. I'll come right back. Joe the Jet is next. Hello, Joe the Jet.
Hey, Jake. I saw the stream the other day, and boy, what a stream that was with, Beast's whole situation with little Joey and that whole law situation, and of course Charles Gordman's little misshave over there. I mean, I saw the picture. I was like, what the heck did he shave with, dude?
An actual people think I'm kidding about the machete, Joe. He used an actual machete, or Wolverine came over and helped him. It's only one of those two options.
Oh my God! Is it like one of those cases? Is it his fault or is it the equipment's fault? So it's got to be the equipment. Oh my gosh!
You know, I would probably blame Charles, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, he's got to get that covered up, man. Oh, that is a butchering. Oof. Poor Charles, man. But all I got to say is Knicks are going to win tonight. They're going to tie up the series. And for Allen, I'm going to just gladly say this. Fuck you, Allen. That's all I'm going to say.
One more time.
And Jake, fuck you, Allen.
You get the fuck out.
That's all I needed. Thank you, Joe. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. You know, I'm just going to play the clip for those of you who missed yesterday. It's not very long. If you missed it, this was peak Charles Gorman in what was one of the most insane Jake Asman shows we've ever had in the 4+ year history that I've been doing this YouTube thing. Unreal.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Nick.
Hey, buddy.
Mr. Gorman?
Just say hello, Mom. You're in a mood today. Mom's
How's the
making
mood
a
going?
macaroni salad, potato salad, and also egg salad, right, Mama? No.
Charles, what happened to your neck?
Oh, I shaved.
Charles, you're bleeding.
No, I
Watch.
stopped the bleeding. I put the healing stick on it. Oh, shit. You're not kidding.
Charles, go take a shower. Wash that off, pal.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Stop bleeding. Stopped.
It looks great, Charles. You got it all. Perfect. Well done. There you go. Don't move.
Yeah, no. Leave your neck down. Go like this.
Charles, stop, man.
Was OJ at your new apartment? What really happened?
It bled a lot, but I stopped it with the healing stick.
Nate says he just called the Woodbridge police and they're going to be over in 3 minutes.
I'm not bleeding, guys. It's
Charles,
stopped.
stop showing it.
I actually have shaved my pubes in the past, but that's another story.
What does your mom think of this? Go ask her.
I did not shave with a Rambo knife.
Charles Gorman, First Blood.
Get the movie posters ready. Here we go. Coming to theaters this summer. Charles First Blood in theaters. July 1st. This is just too funny. Jenergy says, go clean yourself up. She's a lady telling you this.
Fine, I'll clean up. I'll call back later.
Charles Gorman stars in Platoon. Looks like you got shot, Charles.
Are you done?
What do you mean, you people?
Mrs. Clifton watching alongside me on the smart TV, and she's troubled by Charles's wound.
Charles, you'll do something in 2 weeks that makes us totally forget about this shit.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Charles, a week ago, you called into a show taking a dump.
Totally forgot about it.
So you'll one-up this. I'm not worried. It's what the greats do.
Mom, do everything rubbing alcohol? Found it. Let's sing right now.
What'd you do with the shirt? Throw it in the garbage?
Do it in the dirty.
No, you gotta take the blood off of it. Put my clothes.
I didn't put it down on the floor.
Well, rinse it out upstairs in the sink so all the blood comes out of it.
I don't care for that movie. Oh my God, you guys are unbelievable.
One more movie that Charles is starring in, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Never change, Charles. Like, describing this show to people has become very difficult. Jake, how do you talk Jets year round? I don't understand. Well, tune into a show on Memorial Day in May when there's not much going on, and we'll give you a reason to tune in. Unreal. Boomtown. Roseanne Gorman laying down the law. Dylan writes in, quote, I put it with the dirty. Is Charles going to do laundry at his new place? That's a great question. Charles, do you have washer dryer in your unit? Or do you have to take the laundry, go down to the basement of your apartment complex? What's the situation? The funniest thing about yesterday's show, Gator included it in that recap clip. And shout out to Gator for putting that and the Beast Beasley clip together yesterday because, God, did we need that. Charles saying he hasn't shaved his nether regions in 5 years. That was like not even in the top 5 of craziest things that was said on the show yesterday. That's what makes it so insane.
Folks, Big Cho says the Knicks are winning tonight. And if Coach Cho is saying it, I believe.
You get the fuck out.
Now, none of you curse. Otherwise, Coach Cho will be on your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, she's back. Mimosa in the house. A 10 spot of channel memberships, 10 raffle entries. Her chance to win Clyde Frazier jersey, Joe Namath jersey, and a CJ Mosley jersey. Mimosa is in for 10. And we always thank Mimosa for her contributions to the show.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
And Mimosa, I meant to message you. I tried one of the bottles of wine that you sent me over the weekend, and it was excellent. So thank you very much for that. The 10 spot of channel memberships. Here's who got them from Mimosa. Amari Glizzy, Salem, Adrianos, Blocks, Who's Your Daddy, John Woo, Dre Day Jet Fan, Anderson Simpson, Braden NZL, Late Night, parentheses Late Night, and Jose Sanchez, all receiving a channel membership from the great Mimosa. From one great 4%er to another, we check in once again with Jay Graves. What's up, Jay Graves?
Hey, sorry. As soon as you got to me, the ice cream man was full blaring down my street, so
that
it
would
was
have been
super
great.
loud.
You could have chased after the ice cream truck with us. That would have been
Oh,
awesome.
all right, next. So I work 9 to 5 now, not 9 to 7, so I can catch your late show. It's so much fun. I miss you guys. I just been working like an idiot.
We
but
miss you.
I did. So here's my curse word. Charles had a fucking gaping hole in his neck. Like, and I worked in hospitals before. Like, I can deal with blood. That thing looked awful. Like, it looked like it was painful. And the fact that he's like, oh yeah.
It looked like he got shot.
Right? Like, it looks like it's like an actual, like, puncture wound in there. Like, I don't know how he did that. Somebody said I was cracking up because I was listening to it this morning as I was getting ready for work. And somebody goes, shave up and down, not side to side. And the idea of shaving side to side, I was like, ugh. Like, awful. But yeah, so I miss you guys. It's been like I've never had time. I haven't been on the Nick Shine show. I haven't been on your show. I've been MIA in Discord.
I don't think the Bobby show exists anymore. I haven't seen one of those in forever, so you're not
What's
missing
up with
that one.
that?
I don't know.
Right, well,
he hasn't called this
freaking
show
Bobby.
that much either. Yeah.
Is he on? Is he boycotting again?
I don't think he's.
What
I
did you
don't think
say
he's
to him
even
now,
boycotting.
Jake?
Well,
What did you
I don't-
say to him now?
You know what? I was thinking about it. I don't think this is me because he's not doing his normal show. I haven't seen him calling on Nick's night streams, so I don't know. We haven't seen Bob in a while.
In all honesty, I know the last show I like clicked into that I was like actually able to like watch. He went off really quick because his eye hurt. So maybe he's got an eye thing going on. I don't know. But I hope you're good, Bobby. If you're watching, I miss you. I love you. Call in.
we do love
Show your
Bob.
face. Show your face, Bobby. Show your face.
That's right.
As
That's
Bobby
right.
would say. But I really got no big Jets takes because we got nothing really going on. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far, but it's a wait and see. And I just missed all you guys, and I wanted to drop my F-bomb in honor of Big Cho.
I love it. You get one free curse today, and then after that, we're cleaning the show up. Everyone understands?
That's right. Watch your mouths, everybody. Watch your mouths.
All right. Hey, Jenergy. I mean, Jenergy. Hey, Jay Graves.
You get the fuck out.
That's it, though. Only one curse. Speaking of Jenergy, I better be seeing her at the Knicks watch party tonight. She's a diehard Knicks fan. I'll be watching game 4 at the Garden later. The Knicks are doing a viewing party again. I went to the viewing party they did for the Celtics series, game 1. It was awesome. It's literally like you're at a Knicks game. They have the concession stands open. They got a bunch of alum. Put the game on the big screen. It's a lot of fun. So good job by the Knicks. It's only $10 for a ticket, and the proceeds go to the Garden of Dreams Foundation too. So pretty cool. Roseanne writes in, why the F is the wound black and moldy? Did he shave with a rusty blade? Next time Charles calls in, we're going to have to do a full-on Q&A because there's so many questions that remain. And he called in this morning, and there's just a ton to talk about. Cold Milk says, I miss Bobby's robe. As do I. Big fella says, what I don't understand is how did he get a cut like that shaving side to side? Makes no sense. I'm telling you, he had to have been shaving with a machete. It's the only explanation I can come up with. Roseanne says Charles has a full George H.W. Bush. Dylan says, Roseanne, I was going to say full Reggie Bush, but that's great too. Hey now. Thunderlips is up next as we start to wind down the program. What's up, Thunderlips?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Thunderlips, I'm doing well.
What a show yesterday. My God. I only caught like 10, 15 minutes, but I saw the good stuff. I think he cut his face because he grows that neck beard out like 3 to 4 inches. So then when he shaves once a month, which is more than his pubes, he gets cut and stuff. But I want to say for the Knicks, they better make a championship because my son's going on leave and he's going to be here in like 2 weeks. And during that, if they make the championship, we get to watch it together and actually celebrate a win. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'll have him call in one time. I'm gonna leave on this. Charles, shave your shit because if you build it, they will come. And fuck Allen. I get 2 curses. Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thunderlips.
You get the fuck out.
Fair points. Salient points even.
Shut up!
What a show, huh? What a run we've been on. What a run we have been on. Hit the like button if you haven't. How many likes we at right now? Only 147. Click the thumbs up button, and you've helped support the show. That easy. Ricky NY says, Jake, save me one of those effing cursing seats, please. I got you. What do we got here? Roseanne says, Thunderlips' resemblance to Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers is uncanny. That's actually a great comp. You're right, Roseanne. That is true. King Lowski says, I'm glad I got people cussing and speaking their mind. I'll say this. No one speaks their mind more freely and honestly than the great King Lowski. No one. And everything he says is spot on.
Fuck you, Alan.
Especially that. Especially that. There's no doubt about it. Comments, questions, super chats. They will cut the line. Appreciate all of you tuned in, watching the show. As always, we are back tomorrow. Dylan's going to join us on the second show in the afternoon. Dylan Terraman is in the chat. Everyone go subscribe to his new YouTube channel. Oh, by the way, in fact, I actually have Dylan's link handy here. I'm going to throw it in the chat so people could go subscribe while I'm on the air right here. Dominic says, I want Aaron Glenn to watch yesterday's show to help with team culture. I can promise you this. He will be very entertained by yesterday's show if he tunes in. I mean, if you missed yesterday's show, you missed a lot.
There you go. Don't move.
Oh, shit, you're not kidding.
All right. It got ugly yesterday.
There you go. Don't move.
Oh, shit, you're not kidding.
Thank you for that, Gator. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest Pacer fan that regularly watches this show is on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, Indy Jets. Hello, Indy.
Hey, good afternoon, Jake. I'm just sitting over here.
We'll see you later, Indy. I'm just kidding. What's up, man?
I'm sitting over here having a drink with the neighbor, and she just has something to say.
Oh, God.
Fuck you, Alan.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually great. I'll take that. I thought you were going to say like at the dicks or something like that, but I'm in. That's perfect.
You set me up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're all sitting here listening to "fuck you, Allens," and I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Allen. We need to be a part of this.
I love it. I love it. And by the way, congrats on winning the Braylon Allen jersey.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was just glad to be the first one. You know, I just wanted to be the first ticket in there, and you know, hey, you just got to get in once.
That's it.
You know. But hey, good luck tonight on the game. You know,
you too. Hopefully, no injuries.
It's yeah, exactly. I hope everybody comes out of the game. You know, and I don't hope it goes to 7, but I think this is the best series that that the NBA could put together is these two teams.
Agreed.
So
very
you know,
evenly matched. So yeah, a great rivalry. I mean, it's
I mean, these games have been insane. I mean, it easily could be 3-0 Pacers, 3-0 Knicks, like any combination through the first three games.
In any combination, yeah, it could go either way. And I've said from the beginning, I think it's going to be 7 games. I said that before the series even started. I still believe that. But that the 7th game is going to be in New York, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, Game 7 would be in New York. That's correct.
Yeah, and so that's advantage Pacers.
Seemingly, the Knicks play terrible at home. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, so do the Pacers. Apparently, we can't. I think it. I would love for it to be 3-1. Coming out of tonight, but I don't have faith in the home team anymore. Whether it's the home team of the Knicks or the home team of the Pacers. And so maybe there's a chance that we get to Game 7 and it's in New York and the same thing applies. I don't know, but either way, it's going to be a great game. But yeah. That's all I've got. I was looking for my grandson because my grandson was going to say it too, but he's out playing.
I love it. Indy, you're the man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Indy
There
Jets.
you go. Don't move.
Oh, shit. You're not kidding.
More of your calls right now. Let's say hello to...
Who cares?
Hello,
Ew,
Beast.
that thing on his neck is disgusting. Ugh.
The irony. You going by Global Beast now? Is that your new name? No more Beast Breaker?
I think I'm gonna put that away because that's been overplayed already, and it's best that time to go global now. Charles Gorman, next time I'm gonna buy you a thing of razors and I'll send it to you. I'll get you like a good 10-pack, at least a 10-pack, at least $30. But next time, don't do that with a thing. Cutting yourself is one thing, but leaving blood right here, dude, that's disgusting. Next time you have blood, use this thing right here and clean your neck. It's disgusting. I don't do anything like that. I'll buy you a razor. I'll get you 10 of them and I'll send it to you. All you gotta do is send me your address and everything else, and I'll send it right to you. Okay? Next
Send
time,
it to
don't
Yankee
cut yourself.
Stadium. He lives there as well.
No, I'll ask him. I'll ask him up front, and I'll get him some shaving cream too. Throw it in as a mix. Charles, next time, don't ever cut yourself like that. Next time, go in the bathroom and take a thing like the rubbing alcohol, rub that crap on your neck and clean the blood when you're, off your neck. It's the sickeningest. Why would you do such a thing like that? You're stupid. Jesus.
Now, Beast, have you heard from the police since you called them yesterday? Any updates?
No, Deanna's taking care of that for me. She already texted me, and right now I'm tired. I want to watch the Knicks game in peace and quiet. And tonight, hey, go New York, go New York, go. And
Hey,
don't
Beast,
worry.
Where do you watch the games? Is there a TV in the attic that you're locked in on?
I get it through my what's called. I download this one site that I know about. It's First World Sports. You've heard about that? First World Sports?
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, I always do that all the time. Go to First World Sports, go in, check, but use the certain links. Like certain links you got to be careful on. Like I would use certain links, like link 6 or link 7, and it works. It works. Try it out.
Okay.
Thank me someday. But let's get the game going. Go New York. Go New York. Go. Go New York. Go New York. Go.
Are you gonna give us a crossover? We need the crossover.
Let's party. Party
go.
time.
Here we go.
At 3, 2, go New York. Go New York. Go.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Ah! 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 Shut up!
Knicks can't lose now, folks. There's just no way. Not after that. Not up in here. Not happening. No way. Also, update on the birthday party that's being planned on June 12th for little Joey. According to Beastbreaker, it will now be a private party for little Joey on Instagram. It will not be a public party. That is what I'm hearing. I received this email 3 minutes ago before I brought Beast on. And I will put the email up on the screen for the record. We're all about transparency on this program. So this is the latest on the Lil Joey birthday extravaganza. I think we should still do it on this show. I don't really understand how you do a private party on Instagram. But I this is where things stand right now for the Little Joey birthday spectacular. For those of you who are interested in that sort of thing, that kind of stuff. John Woo says, thanks, Jake, for my 3rd gifted membership in a row. Love the show. John, don't thank me. Unless it was me who gifted it to you. I don't remember. I got to check after the show. Thank either Mimosa or Big Cho, because they're the only 2 that have gifted memberships. Beastbreaker says, Beasley is not welcome. Hey, Beast, what's the dress code for the Little Joey birthday party? Boomtown wants to know.
Wear whatever. It's not difficult. Wear whatever. You know,
okay.
It's not it's not a formal party. Wear whatever, man. Don't worry about it. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself and have a good day. Now let's get to the party. I want to watch the Knicks and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you very much. And in the words of Bob Barker, help control the pet population. Remember, have your
shut up.
In the words of Beastbreaker, shut up. What a call. All right. Where do we go from here? We go to Kyle Clifton Super Chat, baby, in the raffle for 2. I cut myself badly shaving. That's fine. It's the jumping on YouTube with an emergency. I don't even know how to pronounce this word. Trachectomy. That's the problem. Trashy. I don't know. Someone give me the phonetic pronunciation on this. All right. I'm talking about the Jets. I don't know medical terms. Frank P wants to know, are you playing Pin the Tail on the Pig? Beast, is there any games like Pin the Tail on the Pig at Little Joey's party?
How about we have Pin the Tail on the Beasley?
I like
Beasley's
that.
face on the donkey and just have a pin the tail. Doink. Now let's watch the Knicks. Enjoy the night. And thank you very much indeed. And remember, have your pets sprayed or neutered. Good night, everybody.
You get the fuck out.
All right, more of your calls right now. Let's check in with this guy for the first time today. Beastbreaker's on the line. What's up, Beast?
We just pulled Bob Barker out. Now can we pull Drew Carey and just go, well, thank you, everybody, for attending a great show like this. Now this is one of our best ones. And tonight, remember, watch those Knicks. And remember, boys, go get them. Go get them for all of us. And always remember to keep your pets sprayed or neutered and keep them fresh and clean. Thank you very much for attending the greatest.
Silence? Or should I do one of these?
Thank you very much. A lot of people with the proper pronunciation of tracheotomy. Did I say it right? Maybe. I don't know. Stop using big words on me, Kyle Clifton. Rich writes in Slob Barker. I guess it might have been Joshua who had the line first. Slob Barker. Incredible. That was going to be the last call. But when this guy calls in, the show goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, today's closer is none other than...
Well, he's home sitting in a chair, 'cause his back hurts. On the road, he's sitting in a chair, in an upgraded hotel room. He calls the show his ass is in a chair. His wife thinks he's weird. He got a beard. He loves the Jets, the Super Chats. He's a big fella. He's all alone in a room on a chair. But that's a big fella.
Hey, what's up?
Mr. Big Fella, how are you?
Good, man. Let's go Knicks tonight.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Can I talk to Beast for a second?
You know that you're just assuming he's on the line then.
I am assuming that.
Well, guess what? You're damn right he is.
Is this Mark Goodson over here from CBS?
No. You know who this is? This is the guy that's going to tell you you need to stop running from Bobby Beasley. You need to stop. When we have that trial, when that trial comes about, you can't run.
Which will never happen because it'll never happen. It's done. I'm going to move on from that. It's over with. I'm done talking about it. I'm done.
Listen. When we have this trial, okay, everybody's got your back. Okay, everybody's got your back. So there's no running away. You got to face them, and we got to take control of this. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I think that would be good. And then we're gonna go get some gabagool, bro.
Well, it's summer. I don't generally do gabagool during the summer. I generally do a lot of bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah, garlic. I like garlic. I don't like beef bologna. It's too dry.
Oh yeah.
I'm not dry. I don't like anything that dry. No dry stuff.
Do you eat fried bologna sandwiches?
No. I find that rather disgusting.
Really?
Been there, done that, seen, heard, lived it, nailed it. Just like Bob Grolick said from Saved by the Bell, the college years.
All right, that's good. Now, where did the Curtis Martin jersey go?
My jersey, that's over here. Bought this a couple years ago. Had this since then. This bad boy's a special. Had it for many years.
All right.
I'm never going to give this up. Never. You know why? This is a classic. You're not going to find anything like that, baby. And especially that logo right there. Read that in week, boys. That's right.
Oh, I can read it. But I just called in to tell you, because of Asmaniac law in Asmania, you need to show up for court.
Well, I'm going to have Deanna Meyer help me be with me as well because she knows I got a mean temper.
Deanna Meyer can't help you in Asmania. Asmania is run by the man to my left here.
Well, thank you very much. Now let's go watch the Knicks in peace and quiet and not worry about this.
Watch the Knicks in peace and quiet.
Absolutely. Good thing the game doesn't start till 8:05.
Let's turn on the Knicks game. I'm about to do that right now. I'm about to set up the First Row Sports and get ready for tonight's game.
Beast, the game is not for another 2 hours.
Beast, you were a headline Beast, you were a headline in the Asmaniac Monitor today.
Well, I always keep everything up to date, and I'm also keeping up with the mail too. On top of it, Friday I'm gonna see what I'm doing, and then Saturday I might go mini golfing.
No, you were a headline in the Asmaniac Monitor, the Asmania newspaper.
What? What do you mean by that?
Your court case with Bobby Beasley has spread all over Asmania, and people are wondering what's going to happen next. Everybody's waiting for this court case.
It's a fishing expedition. It's all it is fishing. It's a waste of breath. I'm not going to waste my time on it. Who cares?
Beast, look.
Who cares? And
Beast,
Donald Trump once said, you know what? Who cares? He's Adam Schiff, and I'm Donald Trump. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
He's the only one who said
I'm
that.
going to move on from this. This is all garbage. Garbage. Not worth the effort. Just wasting my time. Ignore it. Go on. Move on, and think about better things. Positive is better than negative.
Listen,
cares?
when Jake and Barbarossa set a date for the trial, your counsel, Mr. Bonesy, and the counsel for Bobby Beasley need to come together to agree on that date.
I don't want nothing to do with this guy. I'm done. I got enough problems with everything going on. I'm done. It's finished.
And I heard there may be a character witness for you.
Right. Sure.
No, there may be a character witness for you.
Like what?
That's what I've heard. So anyway, Beast, you know I love you. You got to I hope you have a good rest of the day. And we'll get through this together, man. As you're not so licensed therapist, I will be there for you, my friend.
And get Charles some razors because that guy needs it.
Bro, he looked like he shaved with a spoon, bro. Like he looked like he
shaved
with a rusty spoon, man.
It was disgusting.
There you go. Don't move.
Oh shit, you're not kidding.
Great call, big fella. Great call. All right, that's the show. Let's go, Knicks. We're back tomorrow. Appreciate all of you who tuned in. Hit the like button if you haven't on your way out. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more hilarity, join our Patreon. You get access to the Discord, 20% off all the merch items, name added to the intro. And if you're interested in our meetups, Patreon gets first dibs. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Thank you again to everyone who makes this show the show of all shows. Oh, man. Love you all. Let's go, Knicks. I'll talk to you guys soon. And as always, thank you for for making this channel one of the craziest experiences ever.
Yes.